smokes there, so pretty nice defense, or pretty nice, attack coming out from Na'Vi. It's going to be down to Happy in a 1 versus 4. He does get a headshot on Seized, but what else could he do?
Yeah, Flamey can't really challenge. He's only got 8 HP. But now they know where Happy's playing from as well. You can see bomb gets planted. They immediately start hunting for this gun Na'Vi. They have all the money in the world, and Happy gets spotted by Edward. So no joy here for Envy. Na'Vi are really starting a great comeback here in this first half.
And a team ace as well.
I was somewhat criticizing them for splitting up, but still it ended up being the 2 players going together onto B, the 3 going out through Ivy, always able to just take point and step in for the refrag if anything got out of control. So Na'Vi, they finally found themselves here.
From a very, very poor scoreline, we're now suddenly, it was 7 rounds in a row for Envy, and now it's 5 straight for Na'Vi. A couple or more, and this first half could be considered a success for them. They're also starting to build up a really big bank as Flamey opens up and takes down Kenny, who's the top fragger right now on the Envy team. This is now actually starting to become a bit of a scary matchup for Envy. What's going on?
Yeah, it seems like they wanted to try and push. Yeah, exactly. Kenny was very close, trying to get aggressive, maybe pull a fast one on Na'Vi. They know that Na'Vi like to send players over to Ivy. That's their default play for Na'Vi, so it looks like Kenny wanted to punish that. But with 2 players there, you have to count on your backup man to be there and to save you. And between Apex and Kiyoshima, they weren't able to accomplish that. They weren't able to keep Kenny alive. So now life gets a little bit difficult here for Envy, considering they are now down a man going into the defense. And Na'Vi, again, they're clearing out Brown Halls. They're getting all the map control right now to set up for the play that they want to go for. Oh. Guardian.
I mean, with that bomb still in the middle by Pop Dog, it could be almost anything at this point. But the fact that there's a guy in T-spawn and 1 eye down Ivy, well, now they're rotating the guy T-spawn out, which makes it a bit more likely that it could be a B push. But until that point, they could have tried to split A still. You got to wonder, Cease might be making a little bit of noise here. He's probably going to go back up the ladder. Oh, Ivy, that's a big kill there. Apex getting down, but still over at that B bomb site. They've got 2 people stacked on here. Let's see if Envy can hold on just 20 seconds, and they make their call to roll back. Starix is in full effect right here.
Kiyoshima is the point man here. He has to stay alive at all costs over at Ali. They're starting to rotate back in, but of course, there's Zeus on the lurk. NBK peeks out, gets picked off by Seized immediately. 7 seconds left, and they will get the bomb down. The Kiyoshima gone. Now there's the threat of the backstab gone, and now it's going to just be Happy with the AWP backing off, trying to hold it once again. But of course, Na'Vi aren't going to let that happen. Zeus already out and hunting. Happy missing the shot is not going to help. And well, that just fell apart. I'm really surprised at how quickly NBK decided to try and peek in there.
Well, Happy ends up dropping the AWP as well, and nothing has been saved here for Envy and Na'Vi. Jumping up to now 6 rounds in a row, almost equalizing the score, and Envy, they're going to have to force up this round. They realize we can't give up any more rounds. The MVP of that last round, in spite of Seized getting the triple kill, it probably has to be considered Starix. That was a nuts call. If they push into the B bomb site, they run into 2 people. It was Happy and MBK holding on there. Probably would have been crushed, or at least would have made it possible for Kiyoshima to rotate in. It would have been a really tough round, but instead, they waltzed right in and put the bomb down. Great job on Starix.
And wow, they just decided to keep going for it, Envy. They're assuming that Na'Vi are going to default again. They're putting a guy over an alley. They actually went fairly aggressive over there. But Na'Vi are holding very far back. Guardian over here in A main instead with the AWP. Misses the shot. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity there, unfortunately, for Na'Vi to get that strong start. Kenny, though, he is going to push aggro. There's a flash. Takes a peek. Doesn't really get the kill. Seized instead is going to take a bullet to the face. And he's got to be careful. Kenny doesn't want to overextend. He goes too far, and Flamey's there to punish him. Kiyoshima's going to get naded down as well, but then just in time, he gets the kill to save himself.
And that falling grenade from Flamey almost took out Seized. That would have been a complete catastrophe, but instead it's going to be down to a 4v4 here. Stu's having a fight with MBK, and he stays alive. And MBK, he hasn't got that many kills in this bomb site, but he keeps being very consistent with the defense. Apex is going to go down to Edward, so now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Still 40 seconds left. They made their way out into the courtyard. Kiyoshima, and it's a knife out from Edward. He sprays down 2, and Edward now going to have to do this all on his own in a 1v2. 30 seconds. They know exactly where he is. Going to go straight for the bomb plant just before Happy rounds that corner. Almost no way out. Edward jumps. How is he still alive? Finally goes down, and that is going to be the round for Envy. Finally, 8-6 here.
That is some bravery from Happy as well. To go for the re-peek, I mean, it's brave. It's also a little bit insane, especially when you have a teammate alive to go for the backstab. So, I mean, if Happy goes down there, then it's a 1v1, and odds are Edward can win that. So sometimes you just have to go for the big plays. This time, Happy makes it work for his team. 8-6 the score. A full buy coming in from Envy, especially because they were able to recover an AWP. Na'Vi have all the money. So here, on the last round of the first half, both of these teams are going to be very well equipped. EnVy really do need the space to work with, though. This is Navi's pick. And so they should be a confident team on that CT side as well. If EnVy can finish this 9-6, then they'll be in a good situation going into the second half on their T side.
What is this? 15th round up, and Edward goes for the terrorist side auto sniper, which is not a very used weapon. Guardian trying to get that wall bang shot through it again. If you do it twice in one tournament, Guardian, I mean, we're going to have to recheck all your stuff and maybe report you to some sort of authority. That would be bordering on insane, wouldn't it? I mean, it was already too much the first time.
What's insane to me is the double op auto sniper on T side. What is this? If it gets into a melee, Na'Vi are going to be very hard pressed to stay alive. But again, Na'Vi, this is just characteristic of them. They don't really go for rushes. They don't go for the aggro. Especially with this kind of setup, it's just going to be slow pace and hope that EnVy make the mistake. And this time, EnVy, they choose not to go aggressive in alley. They're just holding from the bomb sites. There is a little bit of a forward push from Apex right outside of Pop Dog. And Kenny, despite the fact that Seized was already scoped up, he wins that duel in alley.
Yeah, you would think he had the advantage, but not against Kenny. It's going to be Edward going down next, and that leaves them in a 3 versus 5 with only 30 seconds left. This is going to be almost impossible here for the terrorist side team. I think 6 rounds is enough for Na'Vi, but a 7th definitely would be very valuable. Still 2 people stacked in that B bomb site, 3 out in A. Very, very good spread here for the French side. Su's looking to open it up, but Apex says no, and Guardian now trapped behind this bomb, this train, trying to get the shot. He gets one on Kenny, and goes down. Nice quad kill from Apex to seal the deal in the first half. 9-6 overall, I would say. A very even scoreline.
And that's great positioning from Happy. We saw how close he was to lower ramp on the B site. He could hear movement over in the Pop Dog area, and that's enough to tell his teammates, don't move, hold passive, wait. We haven't got anything going over on B site yet. I haven't heard a damn thing over here, so just stay in position. And so EnVy were ready to accept Na'Vi on that A site. Still, Na'Vi, they don't look too frustrated on their side, judging by the player reactions. They're just going to be talking, trying to figure out how they can win this pistol, because if they can win the pistol on the CT side, I mean, the following 3 rounds, that'll put them neck and neck.
This is the sort of game, I think, where probably EnVy are going to be maybe a little bit more frustrated, even though they got 9 rounds, which is completely acceptable. But it's just the fact that they won 7 in a row and then finished off with a 2-round streak, right? So it's very weird. They probably wish they could have. Look at those excited Na'Vi fans. I love the fact that people are really cheering. There's a lot of EnVy signs out there. Well, I've seen, we've got the whole green room down in the middle there, but a lot of the teams, as you can tell, and managers are hanging out and watching this show here. Kenny, he did end up top fragging for his team with 15 kills. It was Seized on the other team with 17, though, actually.
Seized and Flamey. Flamey leading up. I mean, a little bit of a slower start for Flamey and Zeus. 10, 11 frags. And then we see Guardian actually bringing up the rear with 7. But let's not forget that Guardian, it wasn't until like the 7th, 8th round that actually got his AWP. Up until that point, I think he was 0-5. So, I mean, 0-5, 0-6. So he had a little bit of a slower start. Now we have to see him really step up on that CT side. If Na'Vi can win that pistol, that's where things get dire for him, because Guardian will have the AWP right from the beginning.
20 seconds left, and we're going to be going into the second half here. Still the first map. If you are indeed just joining us here, then it's just in time for the grand finals at this CSGO Major Dreamhack Open Cluj-Napoca. And it's Na'Vi versus EnVy, of course. And right now, it feels like a very even matchup, in spite of what looked like a complete stomping by EnVy in the first 7 rounds. I mean, Na'Vi, they brought it right back, and whoever wins this pistol is going to be in a good position to make a full comeback and actually win the map.
Now, we were actually having a bit of a clip there from Apex, from the second man on EnVy, that we were talking quite a lot about going into this match, is the fact that he needs to be on point, and he's only sitting on 8 frags right now. He had a really slow start, really slow first half for Apex, so we need to see him wake up now. He is the entry fragger, which means that he's going to be the first man onto the site for EnVy, along with NBK. They work as a pair, as a duo in general. So we really need to see Apex get that strong start here for EnVy. If they can win the pistol round, they can just run away with this game, because then Guardian will just, it'll be so long before Guardian can afford to get that AWP.
And I am curious about this, because there is a smoke and a Molotov on NBK. Usually if you buy a Molotov in a pistol round, it means you have some very specific purpose. Virtus Pro earlier in the tournament showed that they throw a Molotov that lands at the back of the bomb trainer here by B, very close to where Flamey's standing, but a little bit more to the right, a little bit further up. So I'm wondering if they have like a specialized plan for that particular Molotov. We can tell no one's holding there, but it's a position less they have to check. They can divide their focus elsewhere on the bomb sites. It's still a valuable tool, even if no one is occupying that position. And yeah, NBK looks like he's going to maybe try and do it Got the flash in once, pop flash again. Oh, he's going to save it for the afterplant. Seized is going to get the headshot on Kiyoshima. It's a good start here for Na'Vi. They have got the kit on Flamey and one smoke left, but if that Molotov is going to buy a lot of time at the end. If the fire is on the bomb, then you can't really defuse. 4 versus 5. I think NBK has got some cruel things in mind for Na'Vi.
Yeah, they're really counting on it. I mean, they're counting on the teammates here on the site itself to stay alive. Apex gets flanked by Steve, so that's not going to help things. Smoke goes down, blocking off lower. NBK is up top. He's going to be forced out into the open to challenge. Guardian takes out Kenny, and Happy gets caught as well. The backstab falls apart, and just like for Envy on their CT side, Na'Vi will have the perfect pistol round. All 5 players staying alive. An excellent retake of the inner site.
Smoke on the bomb. Na'Vi saw that Molotov coming and just completely extinguished it. That's beautiful play. Again, just to point this out, Starix has actually been working out of his mind. So he saw that coming. He knew there was going to be that Molotov in play. Otherwise, MBK alone up there could have still done a lot of damage. So very, very impressive. Just saving that one smoke for the afterplant position. That's real anti-stratting.
And well, true to Envy. They go for the force buy. They get the bomb plant. They don't wait around. They aren't going to save to get AKs. This will hurt Kenny somewhat because it's going to limit it when he actually gets his AWP. But this is all Envy, pure Envy. They've got the Tech 9s. They've got a good nade count. They've got the Kevlar as well, so they can afford to take a couple shots. Na'Vi, though, they know this. They've gone for 4 rifles. They're like, we know exactly what you're going to do, Envy. We're going to give ourselves the best odds of stopping you cold. And you can see this as well from Flamey's passive position. He's not holding up close on the B site. He's holding pretty far back behind the bomb train so that he can really make use of that FAMAS when the push comes.
They have 2 Molotovs this time, a couple of smokes to go on out, and now they're ready for another bomb plant here if they can make it work. And looks like Na'Vi can try and just fall back and play defensively, play for the retake rather than losing a lot of players here to the Envy team. I think that's actually a very reasonable position to take. Seized and Flamey opening up, and it's looking good here for Na'Vi.
This is looking identical to the pistol round. Identical. I mean, yeah, Happy, the flank does not work for him, and BK now the last man alive here on upper, and he gets nailed by Seized. Not a single kill so far at the beginning of the second half for Envy. They aren't going to be getting much money. I mean, they're getting bomb plants, but they're not getting kill money, which is basically, I mean, if they were getting it with the pistols or the rifles, $300 extra per kill. So very low economy here, game kind of going in for Envy.
So just to point out, a lot of teams are tempted in a round like the one that Na'Vi just played because they have superior firepower. They'll try and go for those fights early on. They think, well, they just have pistols. Maybe they don't have armor. Let's just go for it. That's exactly what Envy wanted. And I love the fact that Na'Vi fall back and say, fine, you get your $800 bonus for the bomb plant. We'll let you have it, but we will win the round and we won't lose anybody. But even if they lose 1 or 2 people, it's better than how most teams fare against Envy, which is actually losing the whole round because of a couple of bad engagements early on. Na'Vi gave them none.
Very true, and that actually kind of speaks to how Envy were playing it. They were much closer rounds at the beginning for Envy than what we're seeing here for Na'Vi. So we're seeing, we're seeing why Na'Vi picked this map. Their T side, they did fairly well on. They got enough rounds, but their CT side so far is looking very good for them. And they're really going to start building up that money. So Envy are going to be feeling the heat in the next round where they can afford to buy the rifles. They didn't go for a straight B execute this time around, Envy as well. They've spread out across the map, hoping to be able to make use of these deagles, hoping that somebody on Na'Vi is going to make the mistake of peeking, giving them a potential headshot.
Those deagles, they have definitely proven themselves this tournament, and even before this tournament, I think most people have begun to realize just how much you could get out of them. Edward in a really defensive position. I like it up in the sniper's nest here. Guardian seems to be dodging a lot of bullets through the smoke. He's got the UMP trapped in the corner, and they might try and see if they can come and hunt him down. Edward will pick up one. The UMP is in full effect. He's going to go for it here. Out of bullets. Does have the pistol. They know where Kiyoshima is. Very low on health. Somehow, he's still allowed to get the kill on Zeus, but Guardian saves the FAMAS, and it's not really a big deal.
Zeus a little too focused there. Guardian realized when he ran out of bullets. Zeus just like, I got this, guys, and runs in 2 shots. Oh, oops. So that turned into, well, there's the first frag. First kill for Envy. Thanks, Zeus. Donated.
Exactly right. And Kenny gets the AWP a little bit earlier on the terrorist side than Na'Vi did on his terrorist side, or Guardian did on his terrorist side. So just to point that out, but he does have one on the CT side. Now the score is tied at 9-9, and we're going to be moving into the 19th round here. See who's going to open up. Kenny is ready, but Guardian is now actually taking over that position.
Now it's Guardian who has the advantage. They're also going to be using Guardian to hold alley, it looks like. So NBK has to be very careful with his timing if he decides to go for the peak.
They're boosted up to look over the smoke, I think, or at least Kenny is trying to see. Yeah, they were actually standing on top of each other. What? Guardian takes down Zeus. Oh, no. That's a huge misstep. Didn't realize that his teammate was down there. Or maybe just a bit nervous.
Oh, the misplay.
Here's the problem. If they win this round, it'll be fine. Zeus will laugh about it and they'll move on. If they lose the round because of it, then that's going to grind them. That's something they can't forget.
And Zeus is not known for,
Can he just shoot someone in the back as well? What's going on?
I have no idea at this point, guys. This is the tension. I mean, you're in the grand finals of the majors, Anders. Both of these teams are so desperate to win this. You can feel just how difficult it is. But now Flamey on the B side, holding up close. Excellent anti-flash. He slows down the entire push. Picks up NBK. Picks up a second kill. Could get a third as well. He nearly had it. He actually goes for it. Flamey with the triple. Stays alive. And even sacrificing the god Zeus. They get the job done, Na'Vi. What a play from Flamey, holding the line. The flash, I mean, perfectly timed flash to stop the push and then getting the headshots after it. Flamey, he's maintaining that level that we saw earlier today in the semifinal.
Look at this. Oh, does he just walk right in?
He actually thinks that, yeah. But he thought he would have seen the FAMAS. Come on, Guardian.
Well, so this triple from Flamey is already a huge impact round. It ends up with the Deagle, but in light of the fact that they actually got a team kill in beforehand, Flamey just completely saved them there. That's absolutely magnificent. Now it's going to be 10-9 and a round lead here for Na'Vi.
Well, yeah. Whoa, Apex. There we go. Headshot from him, but then Steez returns with 2 of his own. He's got the incendiary as well to try and deny that bomb plant. Kenny down to half HP. It's going to get a bit toasty, and he just barely makes it out before Steez uses a bullet to get the job done in the end. Still a single kill here for Envy. They would like to get one more if possible, but it's going to be down to to Happy. He gets the backstab, but then does not get the kill. And so in the end, it will be Na'Vi. Great recovery. I mean, we already see a huge difference here in just how close these rounds are. Na'Vi never really look like they're under pressure.
And this man here on the camera sees the Russian player 27 kills in 20 rounds against a team like Envy. That is completely ballistic. I have no idea how he's doing it right now. This is a beautiful opening. And actually, normally this is what I wouldn't like to see, is Seized actually going for the fight against those Deagles because it's so dangerous, but he just made it work. Now we see a bit of a timeout from Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. Na'Vi calling for a pause?
We're going to get a call in a second to see if it's actually a tactical timeout. Maybe they're saying Envy must be feeling a little bit low right now. Let's just give them a moment to think about how much we're beating them. And
just soak it in?
Yeah. Let them linger a bit.
At the same time, you would want to try and keep the pace up. If you have the control, if you have the momentum right now, the pressure is on Envy. Na'Vi wouldn't have given that pause, and that's why it's not a tactical pause. It must have been just something like, oh, my keyboard stopped working for a second, because you don't want to slow down the pace for Envy, allow them to get that breath. You want to make sure that they're choking to death right now. So let's see. Na'Vi, I mean, full buy on both teams. Wow. Kenny once again taking that double nade to the face. They're doing that just to counter him as well, Anders. They did that the last time Envy had a buy round as well. Kenny was up in main, boom, nade to the face. That's not really helping things for him.
No, I'm gonna maybe over time and slowly put him on tilt, you know, that annoyance there. Yeah. But he does reply with a headshot on Zeus, and that's about as good as he could possibly get. Edward playing close to Pop Dog here, and a smoke goes up to help him out, so now he just has to cover the main entrance. Plenty of time still, but look how aggressive Flamey is being over on the other side.
Oh, man, Edward. He actually goes for it. That was... I understand you have to take a risk, but man, that was ballsy.
Well, look at Flamey's position. He's been here all along, so he sees one guy jumping down. He doesn't actually get the kill there. Has to fall back, but because they're so low, they still got to be careful about how they go for him. Grenades rain in. Flamey now playing from the high ground as they rotate back out towards the bomb site. Guardian missing a shot. That could have been a double, and now they could definitely get the bomb down here. It's going to be a tough retake. The 2 men down on the Na'Vi side, and Seized charging up here. Hasn't realized Happy's still playing right next to him. He's made enough noise that Happy should know what's going on, but somehow, and almost a little bit comically, they managed to avoid each other, and now the rest of Na'Vi fall back and play defensively. Nice rotation from Envy. As soon as they see Flamey up there, they decide, wait a minute, let's just go back out. We've killed 2 people out on that bomb site, and a third one is here, so at most they will have 2 people stacked against the 5 that we're coming in with.
And the element of surprise has been lost for Seized. Happy spotted him just as he was about to go down the stairs. So a little bit poor luck there for Seized, the fact that he doesn't actually get to pick somebody off for free. NBK takes the duel with him at lane, at range, and the Dragon Breath goes off above those booths. It's pretty cool, actually. Every time the bomb goes off in the game, you get pyrotechnics in the stage.
Oh, look at that. Some Envy fans in the house as well. Now would be a very good time to be cheering for that team as well. They're around down, but they did pick up this one. Great crawl middle of the round there. Just quickly getting a count on the Na'Vi players and executing behind it. Very, very close game we have in our hands. This second half has been, well, 5 rounds straight in a row for Na'Vi, and then it's a little bit back in favor of Envy here. Finally, they pick up a round.
The double off. Here's the change in strategy. Not that they've gone for the double off in the past, actually, so we'll see if it's effective this time. Seized going for it. I mean, he's on point right now, so pretty much give him whatever gun he wants. A pea shooter will do the trick. He's nearly dropping a 30 bomb already. This might be a little tough for Envy to crack. They're going to have to make very good use of their utility to make these Oppers' lives a little bit harder. And Envy at the beginning already, again, just identical situation. Happy waiting over in Pop Dog. A little bit of a spread. NBK alone over by Ali. Just trying to draw the attention of Guardian, make sure that whoever's defending this part of the map has to be a bit wary, has to worry about the backstab that could come in later.
But it is a bit scary to imagine you have a player with 27 kills with the rifle and you put him with an AWP. That is a big change up. Be interested to see if C's can actually continue on the streak with a different weapon altogether. About 40 seconds now to try and execute. It looks like it might be a B push, and Flamey's holding in that similar position that MBK was earlier. He got a double kill. Flamey's gonna have to do just about as well, but Kenny is kind of low. This can actually definitely work out. Seized is covering from the sidewalk as well, and they're gonna make their push in. Flamey looking up. He's gonna turn around for it. MBK comes to check. He was holding that position himself. Kenny takes down Seized, and I'm not sure if they should even try the retake. Certainly not now. Zeus has gone down as well. And there it is.
And this time around, everything works for Envy. They don't lose a player early on as they try and rush down the ramp, which is what happened earlier on when they tried to get onto that B site. They were losing Kiyoshima pretty much, I think, and Kenny. They would just get randomly headshot through that smoke. This time the op shot is missed by C's. So that's where you have to wonder, would it have been better for him to hold that position with an M4? Because then you just go full auto spray into the smoke, hope you get lucky, and at least you do some damage. If you miss that one op shot, you've actually done nothing to help your teammate who's on that site already there. And then NBK is like, you think you're going to use my own trick against me? No, checks that angle, makes sure that the side is open, and yeah, once again, the flames go off in the stadium.
So, just a quick stat here as well. Envy in the first half, they won 7-1, and by the time Na'Vi won that one round, they instantly had to eco, because they hadn't had any more than 2 people alive for any of those 7 rounds. Na'Vi, on the other hand, their 5-round streak that they had in the beginning here, they had 4 or more alive for all of those rounds, and that's why they can still buy. This makes a huge difference. Na'Vi's economic management is so much better in the CC side here than Envy's ever was in their first half, and that's keeping them in the game, because otherwise you can kind of tell that Envy's gaining some momentum here, and once Na'Vi eco, they will probably lose this map. I think the first time Na'Vi eco, they're probably going to be out of it, and Envy will take over. They've got to stop that from happening. Apex is here, and he's got the shadow advantage. Going to be taking down Zeus, goes for a bit of a transfer, takes down Edward with a headshot, and it's a beautiful start here for Apex.
Where did that flash come from? That flash just saved Apex's life. He's down to 6 HP, but he did his work. All 3 players now gathered up on the A side here for Na'Vi, expecting Team Envy to try and press their advantage, and it is going to be Happy just straight up taking the fight with Flamey and winning. Now Envy have all of the edge going into this. They go out onto the B site. Nobody is here for Na'Vi. They'll get a free bomb plant and let the hunt begin. They should be getting out onto the rest of the map, find where the remaining members are for Na'Vi. You want to get this AWP off Guardian, make it as hard for him as possible to get another one in the next round.
And they absolutely have the money, Envy. This time they have the money to go full and all in on it here. MBK, well, he's going to give his life, but to find out where they are, see if the rest can come in here. Apex and Happy are kind of low on health. They do have some grenades, so I wish they would try and use them to flush out the remaining Na'Vi players.
Yeah. And it is looking like, Guardian spotted somebody at least.
If they survive with both these rifles, Na'Vi, they could probably make a full buy happen. That's the scary part here for Envy, is that these rifles are key for what's coming up next. They're going to miss the shot is Kenny, and they're not going to be able to take the rifles away, it seems. So the 9,000 on Guardian, he can drop for 2 and they can still do a full buy. This is 3 rounds in a row where Na'Vi have lost and can still buy.
And now we have another pause coming in from Na'Vi, and this time it must be a tactical pause.
Yeah.
This time they have to be figuring out what they need to do here. And does it need to be a kind of push? I mean, we saw them go aggressive this time at A main. That didn't work. So now they need to start figuring out, where have we seen the most action on this map? Have we actually figured out the default for Envy? Because some things that you would try and suss out is, you know, NBK seems to be holding alone at alley. Maybe push 2 guys out there, pick him off early, bully NBK. And
I mean, actually, what's really interesting about Na'Vi is as passive and defensive as they are on the terrorist side, they actually can be very aggressive on their CT side. So there's almost like some sort of, you know, opposite day going on there once they get to the CT side. Something that I've seen them do in the past, which I think is a lot of fun, and I've always been a big advocate of, is actually a triple push down Ivy, where you have two people pushing and a third guy doing the pop flash. It's a huge risk if the terrorist side goes for a quick B push, then you're going to be utterly out of position. But if there's one or two people down there,
man, I mean, if they pick that up, I mean, it's any kind of information, or if NBK's there